ask you about QAnon. It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior of that. Now, can you just once and for all state that that is completely not true and that disavow QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told you.
I know very little. You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know they are very much against pedophilia. They fight it very hard, but I know nothing about it.
They believe it is a satanic cult run by the deep
state. The subject. I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by Republicans.
Republican Senator Ben Sasse said, quote, QAnon is nuts, and real leaders call conspiracy theories conspiracy theories.
He may be
Why
right.
not just say it's crazy and not true?
He may be right. I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
He doesn't know. As we start our second hour.
He's done that.
Yeah.
Time and time again.
That's what they do.
I don't know. I can't
circles.
remember. I mean, it's unbelievable. Of course he knows all about
That was
QAnon.
1 month before the 2020 election, refusing to denounce QAnon. Yesterday, the former president shared dozens of QAnon-inspired posts on his social media platform. It was his most direct show of support so far for the extreme fringe movement. Just a reminder of what QAnon is. It is a conspiracy theory built around an anonymous account. The New York Times describes it this way. Millions of QAnon followers believe that an imaginary cabal of sex-trafficking, Satan-worshipping liberals is controlling the government and that Donald Trump is leading the fight against it. NewsGuard, a media watchdog that monitors misinformation, found that Trump, who has nearly 4 million followers on Truth Social, has promoted 30 different QAnon accounts for a total of 65 posts since joining the site in April. Those numbers do not include yesterday's posting spree, which happened at the same time the DOJ was getting ready to release this staggering new information. Joining us now, NBC News senior reporter Ben Collins, on, first of all, the former president and what he was saying yesterday.
Yeah, so he was, I would say, on one yesterday on Truth Social. He was he was aflame. There were 60 posts yesterday on Truth Social, which makes up a lot of what's going on there, frankly. It's very hard to find other content than Donald Trump's on there or Q content. But he retweeted many QAnon accounts, one of which posted a meme that said, the enemy is not in Russia, with the words, the enemy, over the eyes of Kamala Harris. You know, and he posted something about the storm. And the storm in QAnon lore is the idea that one day Donald Trump, led by a secret military, is going to go and publicly execute people like Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, all these people viewed as the deep state for all of their crimes against children, which they believe are happening in these like underground tunnels. This is something he's trying to reactivate. QAnon was dying. QAnon was a thing that did not make sense anymore in even with their own mythology. He was not the president. It was becoming clearer and clearer over time. But yesterday he retruthed a post on Truth Social that had Joe Biden holding a sign that said Donald Trump is still the president. So he is trying to reactivate these people, and it's working. On Q forums, the top response to that post was simply a post that said, "Wipe them out, sir."
Yeah, hey, Jonathan Lemire, Donald Trump, that clip of Donald Trump saying, "Oh, I don't know anything about QAnon. I don't know what QAnon is. I have no idea." Reminds me of what he said about David Duke to Jake Tapper in 2016. He said, "Oh, I don't know anything about David Duke." And yet in 1991, he told Larry King, "I hate what he represents." In 2000, he said he wouldn't be a member of the Reform Party because David Duke was a member and David Duke was a Klansman. And then he pretends he doesn't know. Same thing with QAnon. He knows exactly what QAnon is, and he is spreading this hate-filled conspiracy theory. Again, and the split screen, as you said before, remarkable. Joe Biden is talking about extremism among Donald Trump MAGA supporters in Congress. And Donald Trump, at the same time, is spreading conspiracy theories, dangerous conspiracy theories.
Yeah, Donald Trump is making Joe Biden's case for him by the day. And you're right to evoke David Duke. We had a similar dance from Donald Trump about the Proud Boys and other hate groups where he says he didn't know what they were, and then he sort of somewhat denounced them and then kind of embraced them again, but never fully pushed them away because he knows they support him, as he knows these QAnon followers do. And to Ben's point, it was downright, it felt like a panic yesterday. And now we see this barrage of posts coming just hours before the DOJ release. It felt perhaps the former President knew some bad news was coming, and he's trying to rally his supporters. But let's remember here, this isn't just like nonsensical conspiracy theories. These conspiracy theories have led to violence. Someone took shots at a Washington, D.C. pizza place because they were convinced children were being held hostage in the basement. And I also think we should note the timing of this, that the Truth Social post barrage yesterday came one day after, on that same site, Trump amplified Lindsey Graham's call about violence, suggesting that if Trump were indicted, that Republicans would take to the streets and there would be violence. And I think these two things should be seen as tandem here, and we should be very concerned, and law enforcement, I imagine, would be as well.
To that point, Ben Collins, the term is the storm. And people on QAnon, as you pointed out in your reporting, are waiting effectively for a command from Donald Trump. They want him to say something pretty specific on that, on Truth Social or wherever they're watching his moves. What would that mean if he said the thing that they want him to say? In what way does that activate them?
Sure. The storm is activated. This is so stupid. I can't believe I'm saying this. The storm is activated in their eyes.
That's my fault.
With the sentence, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. This is just deep Q lore. And to them, that means he's going to somehow activate the National Guard to go and arrest all, the deep state and things like that. This has obviously evolved since he lost the presidency. They believe that maybe that's a call to arms for people to take up arms. Maybe the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, or people generally in his space. But that's what they believe. And I want to say, too, the Capitol rioters were led by people who are QAnon people. There's this guy named Doug Jensen who was wearing the Q shirt. He's the guy who pushed back Eugene Goodman, who won a Congressional Medal of Honor for basically saving the day on January 6th. He now knows that was what he says, a pack of lies. QAnon was a pack of lies. He tried to say that at least to get his sentencing reduced. While QAnon has dithered and the idea of it has gone away for a lot of people, they've been folded into militia movements and all of these other actionable grievances. Militia movements really preyed upon these people in the days after January 6th, or really the days after Joe Biden took office and the prophecy failed. This has morphed largely into a violent extremist movement that is trying to protect the president from getting arrested. If the threat lingers over the head of Merrick Garland that the second this man is indicted, there will be riots in the streets, like Lindsey Graham said, there are several layers to that, right? There are people who are earnestly concerned because they like the president. But then there are militias and there are extremist groups who are ready to go, who view that as a call to arms, who view that as the activation of the storm. So it has that dual-pronged purpose. You can say that on TV if you're Lindsey Graham and get away with it in polite circles, but you also know what you're dog whistling to, which is this ever-growing base of militias and violent extremists.
Wow. NBC's Ben Collins, thank you very much for your reporting and insight. And